Good morning to everyone. Today we are going to learn about the La Chatelier's principle. Here you can see some photos. Here a couple of kids is playing with a seesaw, and both of the kids are in the same plane. That means they are in equilibrium. We are learning the equilibrium, so we are going to learn about the La Chatelier's principle and what is the La Chatelier's principle and what would be the effect if we change any uh, property or any stress. If we apply some stress to at the equilibrium, what will happen? Here you can see that the kids are in the same plane. That means they are in equilibrium. But if we add another kid in one side, what you can see here, the kid, the this side kid, the left side of or the girl, this side is going down because this side becomes little bit heavier, so this side goes little bit down and this side goes up. Therefore, what is the situation? Now this is no more in equilibrium because you have added something in one side. Therefore, here we can see that one side is not stable, or one side that the equilibrium is not balanced, but the equilibrium will be established after certain time, because if you change the position of the equilibrium, that means automatically it will be changed. Here this is the equilibrium point. Now if we move the equilibrium point, here you can see these two kids are heavier compared to this one. Therefore, if we move the equilibrium position little bit left, then we can have the balance for this seesaw. Therefore, you can have these types of phenomena in different types of equilibrium reactions, but here we have changed the equilibrium by ourselves. But in chemical equilibrium, the equilibrium will be shifted by itself depending on what the condition we are changing. Now here you can consider this is the this is the concentration, or this is the concentration. If you add some more reactant in one side, either reactant or product, if we consider this is the reactant, this is the reactant, so if you add some more reactant in the left side, that means reactant, then what will happen? If the reaction will proceed in the if the equilibrium position will move to right or it will move on left, we will study this and based on the concentration. So first of all, we would like to know what is La Chatelier's principle. To understand the principle, we need to know what is this. When a stress is applied, first of all you have to think about the reaction is in equilibrium. So if the equilibrium is in if the reaction is in equilibrium, if the reaction is in equilibrium and if you apply certain stress or certain if you change the condition of the equilibrium or any parameter like as concentration, temperature, pressure, if you change any of them, what will happen? Just when a stress is applied, that means the stress we are mentioning like as the condition of the equilibrium, that means the concentration, temperature and pressure. When a stress is applied on a system in equilibrium, the system tends to adjust itself so as to reduce the stress. Once you apply certain condition or apply some pressure, temperature or whatever the dynamic property, what will happen? It will change itself, it will adjust itself so as to reduce the stress. If you add certain component or if you increase the concentration, then the equilibrium position will move in certain direction that the concentration of that component can be reduced itself. So if we go based on the condition. What are the conditions? Temperature, pressure and concentration. If a change in concentration, pressure or temperature is caused to a chemical reaction in equilibrium, the equilibrium will shift to the right or left so as to minimize the change. If you change the concentration or if you change the pressure or temperature, the equilibrium position will be shift either left or right depending on what we are doing. If we change the concentration of the reactant, then it will move in certain direction. If we change the concentration of product, that will change in another direction. If you change the pressure, that will happen for certain reactions, and for certain other reactions there will be no change, and we will understand one by one. So let's move. There are three ways in which the stress can be caused. Already I mentioned, if you change the concentration, changing the concentration of a reactant or product, you can change the position of the equilibrium by adding a product or any reactant. If there is more product or more reactant, you can add one or two, or even you can withdraw any of the reactant or product so that the concentration can be changed. Again, changing the pressure. If you change the pressure, but in this case you need to remember that the only reactant and products which are in gaseous form, that will change the reaction. That means changing the pressure. So if the reactants and products that are in gaseous form, in that case the equilibrium position can be changed by changing the pressure. But there is also another certain conditions. If the number of moles or molecules in the reactant and products are same, then there will be no change in the equilibrium if you change the pressure. So changing the temperature, what will happen? If we change the temperature for an exothermic reaction or endothermic reaction, what happens, or how the reaction rate can be, equilibrium position can be shifted, we will learn one by one. But I'm not sure that if we can cover that up to the last parameter. So let's first see about the effect of change in concentration. When a concentration of any of the reactants or products is changed, the equilibrium shifts in a direction so as to reduce the change in concentration that was made. If you change the concentration of the reactant, let us consider a reaction. This is nitrogen and hydrogen to form ammonia. This is the Haber process, how we generate the ammonia. This is an equilibrium reaction. This is in equilibrium reversible reaction. So if this reaction is in equilibrium, now if you increase or decrease the concentration of this reactant or this reactant or this, what will happen, or how the equilibrium position can be moved or shifted. Let us consider we are planning to change the concentration of nitrogen, or we want to increase the concentration of nitrogen in equilibrium. First of all, this reaction is in equilibrium, so you need to consider this, the concentration of this reactant are in same. So that means the rate of forward reaction, rate of backward reaction are same. Therefore the change in concentration with time, if the change in concentration in 1 second for this forward reaction will be exactly same to the backward reaction. Now we are increasing the concentration of nitrogen, that means we are increasing the concentration of one of the reactants. Then what will happen? Do you have any idea what will happen if we increase the concentration of the nitrogen or one of the products? Anyone? Do you have any idea? Okay, I am telling you, if we add the concentration of the nitrogen, if we increase the concentration of nitrogen or hydrogen, anything is possible because both one are reactants in gaseous state. Therefore if we increase the concentration of nitrogen, then what will happen? The more products will be formed. So the number of nitrogen molecules or amount of nitrogen will be reduced. So what will happen? If you add more nitrogen, it will react with the hydrogen to form ammonia. That means more forward reaction will happen. So the equilibrium will shift to right. That means if we increase the concentration of any reactant, here we are showing the nitrogen. If we increase the concentration of nitrogen, then it will react with more hydrogen to form more ammonia. That means more products are formed, therefore the equilibrium will be shifted towards right. So let's see, when the concentration of nitrogen is increased, the equilibrium position will move so that the concentration of nitrogen decreases again by reacting it with hydrogen to form more ammonia. The equilibrium moves toward the right, towards the product. Now we are going to see some experimental results. That means, if already I have mentioned that this can happen, but in reality how it happens, let us consider the reaction is in equilibrium. That means the reaction between nitrogen and hydrogen to form the ammonia. This is the concentration of the components at equilibrium. So here the concentration of nitrogen, we are mentioning this equilibrium 1, as before we are adding anything in the equilibrium. That means just this reaction, if this reaction nitrogen and hydrogen forming ammonia is in equilibrium, then we are considering the equilibrium as equilibrium 1. Now if you add certain amount of nitrogen to the reactant or reaction, what will happen? We are adding 1 mole per liter of nitrogen. 1 mole per liter of nitrogen, if we increase the concentration of nitrogen to 1 mole per liter, so final concentration of the nitrogen is 1.348 mole. Concentration of hydrogen, so what will happen? Here you are increasing the concentration of nitrogen, you are adding 1 mole per liter of nitrogen. Therefore at equilibrium there are more nitrogen. Now this more nitrogen will react with the hydrogen. Previously there was 1.19 mole of hydrogen, but when the equilibrium established after addition of nitrogen, then you can see that the amount of hydrogen has been decreased quite a lot, 1.19 to 1.044. that means the concentration of hydrogen has been decreased. How? When more nitrogen has been added or the concentration of nitrogen has been increased, this more nitrogen reacts with more hydrogen to form more ammonia. Here you can see at the equilibrium 1 the concentration of ammonia was 0.202, but in equilibrium 2 the concentration of ammonia is 0.304. that means the concentration of the product is huge or more. Therefore we can say that the equilibrium position will shift to right or towards the product. Obviously the addition of nitrogen as a reactant increases the concentration of ammonia while the concentration of hydrogen decreases. Here you can see, when you add the concentration or when you increase the concentration of nitrogen at the equilibrium, the concentration of hydrogen decreases because more nitrogen reacts with this hydrogen to form more ammonia. Therefore the concentration of hydrogen decreases quite a lot. The addition of nitrogen or a reactant increases the concentration of ammonia while the concentration of hydrogen decreases. Thus to have a better yield of NH3, one of the reactants should be added in excess. So if the reaction is in equilibrium, so if you want to have more products, that means normally we need to synthesize more ammonia because we want to synthesize more urea fertilizer for synthesizing ammonia. So now if you want to synthesize or if you want to get more ammonia, what you have to do? You need to add one component in hues in this reaction. If you add more nitrogen, then what more ammonia is producing. From this observation you can say, if you want to get more product, then what you have to do? You need to increase, you need to put one of the concentration, one of the concentration too high. So here you can see the concentration of nitrogen increased, that means the more concentration of one component, therefore more product is formed. So for these types of reaction, if you want to generate more products, then you have to take one component is huge, so that the other component, if it is limited, also it can react completely to form maximum product. Now here you can see, here another thing remaining. When, let us consider a general reaction, A plus B forming C. When a reactant, say A is added at equilibrium, its concentration is increased. This is the reaction and this is in equilibrium. When a reactant, say A is added at equilibrium, its concentration is increased. So here previously we have increased the concentration of nitrogen, there was also two products. So the forward reaction alone occurs momentarily. So if you add or increase the concentration of this, what will happen? The concentration of this reactant increasing will increase the forward reaction to form the product. So the forward reaction alone occurs momentarily. According to Le Chatelier's principle, a new equilibrium will be established so as to reduce the concentration of A. So if you add the concentration of A or if you increase the concentration of A, then from the Le Chatelier's principle we know the equilibrium will be shifted in certain direction, that the concentration of the A decreases, because at equilibrium the rate of forward reaction and rate of backward reaction will be same. So if the concentration of this one is more, then the reaction will happen in that way that the concentration of A can be decreased or it will be decreased very rapidly. So thus the addition of A causes the equilibrium to shift to right. This increases the concentration of yield of the product C. So this product will be increased or this product will be fine to mass. Here you can see at which direction this is the reaction. If you add some of the reactants like A or B, anyone, if you add one component or increase the concentration of the reactant, that means more reactant, then equilibrium will shift to right. This arrow shows the equilibrium position shifting. And if you take out any of the reactant here, if you take out any of the reactant, that means the concentration of this reactant is decreased, therefore the equilibrium will be moved towards left. That means everything is just vice versa. You need to understand, if you add the concentration of the reactant, then the equilibrium will shift to right, and if you take out any of the component, that means the concentration of the reactant is decreased, then what will happen? The equilibrium will shift to right, left. Similarly, if you consider for the product, if you take away the product, what will happen? If you take away the product, that means the concentration of the product has been decreased. No, initially first I will say how. If you increase the concentration of the product, if you add some ammonia here, what will happen? More, that means this C, if you add more C in the reaction at equilibrium, then it will decompose to form A and B. That means the equilibrium will shift to left. So if you take out some product, then equilibrium will move to right. That means same thing. If you add more reactant, then the equilibrium will move to right, or if you take out some reactant, product, then the equilibrium will move to right. That is the way. Just you need to remember 4 different conditions: increasing the concentration of reactant or decreasing the concentration of reactant, increasing the concentration of product or decreasing the concentration of product. Just that is the 4 different conditions. So either equilibrium will shift to right or left depending on the concentration of reactant. If you increase the concentration of reactant, equilibrium will shift to right, and if you increase the concentration of product, then equilibrium will move to left. That is, now what happens if we change the pressure in equilibrium? This condition is applicable only for the gaseous components, reactant, product, if they are in gaseous state. This is only applies to reactions involving gases. But if any of the reactant or product is a liquid or solid, that is also possible, but you cannot change the pressure for that component, but overall the pressure of the component can be changed. So this is only applies to reactions involving gases, although not necessarily all species in the reaction need to be in the gas phase. That means all components don't need to have in gas phase, just either 1 or 2 can be in the gas phase or gaseous state. A general homogeneous gaseous reaction. Homogeneous reaction, what do you mean by homogeneous? If all the reactants and products are in same state, this is known as homogeneous reaction. So reactant A, B, C, D all are in the same phase. Therefore we are considering homogeneous gaseous reaction, homogeneous reactant or homogeneous reaction. Now what happens if you increase the pressure of reactant or increase the pressure of the system? Normally you cannot increase the pressure of any component, because the reaction is in a vessel, closed vessel. So if you increase the pressure, what will happen? It will increase the pressure of the total system, not only one component. But if you add the concentration or if you increase the concentration, in that case you can add one component. That means you can add one of the reactants or you can add one of the products. But for increasing the pressure, there are 3 different ways how you can increase the pressure. We will show in later. Increasing the pressure, according to Le Chatelier's principle, if the pressure is increased, so if the pressure is increased, the position of equilibrium will move so that the pressure is reduced again. So here is the reaction. If in this reaction, if you increase the pressure of pressure of the system, then the equilibrium will shift any direction depending on how much pressure or what direction you have increased. Let us see. Pressure is caused by gas molecules hitting the side of their container. How you can understand there is some pressure? The molecule, there are a lot of molecules in the container. When the molecules strike on the wall, when the molecules strike on the walls of the container, then we can feel some pressure. The more molecules in the container, the higher the pressure will be. What does it mean? If there are more number of molecules, or if you decrease the volume of the container, then what will happen? In a specific region or in a small volume, there are more number of molecules. so the pressure will be increased. The system can reduce the pressure by reacting in such a way. Now if we increase the pressure or decrease the pressure, the system can reduce the pressure by reacting in such a way as to produce fewer molecules. So just if the reaction is like this way, now we need to consider this reaction number of molecules. How many molecules in the reactant and how many molecules in the product. If the number of molecules are not equal, then changing the pressure can change the position of the equilibrium. But if the number of molecules in the reactant and product are same, then the position will not change at all, because the number of molecules in the reactant or the partial pressure of the component in the container will not change at all if the number of molecules in the reactant and products are same. So if you increase or decrease the pressure, the partial pressure of each component will remain same. Therefore there will be no change in the equilibrium position. The position of equilibrium will shift towards right. Why? If you increase the more molecules in the container, the higher the pressure. If you increase the pressure, the more molecules in the container, the higher the pressure will be. The system can reduce the pressure by reacting in such a way to produce a fewer molecules. So the position of equilibrium will shift towards right. In this case, there are 3 moles of the on the left hand side reaction here. In this reaction you can see there are 3 moles, 2 moles B and 1 mole A. Therefore 3 moles of reactant and 2 moles of product. Then number of moles of reactant is more compared to the number of products. Therefore in this case there are 3 moles on the left hand side of the reaction equation, but only 2 on the right. By forming more C and D, the system causes the pressure to reduce. So if you add some pressure, if you increase the pressure of any component or the system, then what will happen? In that case, the reaction will proceed in this direction, so that the number of molecules of products is less. So the reaction will move toward the right, so that the total number of molecules in the system can be reduced. So more number of products will be generated. Therefore the equilibrium will be moved to the right. Increasing the pressure on a gas reaction shifts the position of equilibrium towards the side with fewer moles of the gas molecules. So if you increase the pressure of the system, then in which direction the equilibrium will move? Towards the number of molecules less. The direction in which the number of molecules is less, the equilibrium position will move towards that. If this mixture is transferred, let us consider the reaction is taken in certain container. It was first in 1.5 liter. If this mixture is transferred from 1.5 liter flask to a 5 liter flask, what will happen? The volume of the system, this is nitrogen and hydrogen producing ammonia. So first it was in equilibrium in a container of 1.5 liter flask. Now if you transfer the system, if you transfer the reaction or equilibrium at a container of 5 liter, if this mixture is transferred from 1.5 liter flask to a 5 liter flask, in which direction does a net change occur to return the equilibrium? What will happen? In which direction the equilibrium will be moved? Now already I have mentioned that the number of molecules of the reactants is more. Therefore the equilibrium will move towards right, because if you in this reaction, if we change if the mixture is transferred from 1.5 liter flask to 5 liter flask, That means the volume has been increased. Therefore, the pressure volume has been increased. Therefore, the pressure has been decreased. So, in this case, if you change the pressure, that means if you decrease the pressure, what will happen? Decrease the pressure, the equilibrium will move towards the direction where the more number of molecules. That means if you increase the volume, therefore the pressure decreases. Now you need to the pressure has been decreased because you have increased the volume. So the reaction will happen in such a direction that more number of molecules is produced. Therefore, the equilibrium can be established. So this molecule will decompose more to form these molecules because the number of moles in the reactant is 4 and this is 2. So when the volume of the system is increased or the pressure is decreased, more number of nitrogen and hydrogen will be produced to compensate the pressure of the system, so that the equilibrium will be moved towards left. Because the volume is increased and therefore the pressure reduced, the shift occurs in the direction that produces more moles of gas. To restore equilibrium, the shift needs to towards the left in the direction of the reverse reaction. So reverse reaction, what happens? More number of nitrogen and hydrogen will be produced. Okay. Now if you decrease the pressure, the equilibrium will move in such a way. If you decrease the pressure for this reaction, because the number of moles for the reactants already I have shown for the reaction ammonia, just same thing. If you decrease the pressure of the system, more number of molecules need to be produced, because if you increase the volume, then you need to increase the number of moles so that the pressure can be adjusted. So what will happen? More number of molecules of the reactants will be generated. Therefore, the equilibrium position will be shifted towards the left. What happens if there are the same number of molecules on both sides of the equilibrium reaction? If these types of reaction just there is no, if you consider A plus B forms C and D, no 2, that means the number of moles of reactants and products are same. Therefore, what will happen? In this case, increasing the pressure has no effect on the position of the equilibrium. Why? Because there are equal numbers of molecules on both sides. The equilibrium cannot move in any way. That will reduce the pressure again. So if the reaction has the same number of molecules in both sides, then the equilibrium will not change at all, because the partial pressure of the component remains same, left side, right side, because the number of moles of the reactant and products are same. So the overall pressure will be same, or partial pressure of the component. Therefore, the equilibrium position will not change at all. Now we are going to see the summary of pressure effects. 3 ways to change the pressure of an equilibrium mixture. How you can change the pressure of the system? If you add or remove a gaseous reactant or product, that means in any reaction, here is a reaction, if you add any of the component, either this reactant or this reactant, or this product or this product, if you add any of the reactant or product, what will happen? Then you can increase the amount of the molecules. Therefore, the pressure of the system can be increased. Add an inert gas to the constant volume reaction mixture. If you add certain amount of inert gas, that means these do not participate in the reaction, but you can add the inert gas. Just what will happen? The number of molecules of the inert gas will increase. So the total pressure will be increased, but one thing, as the number of molecules of reactant and products do not change or remain same, even if you add lot of inert gas. Lot of inert gas increases the pressure of the system, but not increases the pressure of the partial pressure of the component. Therefore, the equilibrium position will not change at all. Change the volume of the system. Already I have mentioned, if you transfer the cylinder, that means mixture of nitrogen and hydrogen from 1.5 liter to 5 liter, in that case the volume has been increased, therefore the pressure has been decreased a lot. So the equilibrium position can be shifted towards certain direction depending on the number of molecules of the reactant and products. That means changing volume, you can change the pressure of the system. So just by changing the volume, either increasing the volume or decreasing the volume, you can change the pressure of the system so that the equilibrium position can be moved from left or right. Adding products make QC greater than KC. What is QC and KC? Adding products QC, that means KC, equilibrium constant, QC is a reaction quotient. Adding products makes QC greater than KC. This creates a net change in the reverse reaction towards reactants. So if you add some more products, what will happen? The net change in the reverse reaction towards the reactants. That means more reactants will be formed and more products will be decomposed to form more reactants. The opposite occurs when adding more reactants. So if you add products, then more products will be decomposed to form more reactants. Therefore you will the equilibrium position will be moved towards left. Adding an inert gas, already I have mentioned. Inert gas, what will happen? Adding an inert gas into a gas phase equilibrium at constant volume does not result in a shift. So what is the condition? Why it is not shifting the position? This is because the addition of non-reactive gas does not change the partial pressure of the other gases. Just it changes or increases the overall pressure of the system, but it do not change the partial pressure of the system. Because partial pressure of, what is the partial pressure? Partial pressure, last class I have mentioned that if you keep one component in a container, then what is the pressure it exerts or how much pressure it gives. Even if you put the component in a mixer, it will give the same pressure. Therefore if the sample of the component is kept in individually in the same container, it will give some pressure, that is the partial pressure. So the partial pressure is not changing because the number of particles or number of molecules of that reactant or product do not change at all. Therefore the partial pressure of that component will not change, so we are not getting the position moving or shifting anywhere. Now when the volume of the mixture is reduced, a net change occurs in the direction that produces fewer moles of gas. So if you reduce the volume, reducing volume means increasing the pressure. So increasing the pressure, what does it mean? If you increase the pressure, so the reaction will move towards the system towards the number of molecules less. The direction or the side where the number of molecules is less, in that direction the equilibrium position will be shifted. And this is the end of today's class. And if